Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to another episode of Listed. I'm very excited to introduce you to our guests today. We have a producer, a director, an actor by the name of Jimmy C. Jules.
Oh,
Welcome to
wow.
the show, Jimmy. Nice to have
Thank
you.
for having me, guys.
Yes.
Hey, hi, everyone.
Guy.
All right.
Yes. We're going to get started. Want to introduce you to the audience. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that already know you, but those who don't, we want to get them familiar with you and your great resume, such a talent. First of all, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
Well, originally I'm from, I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So I came here when I was 10 years old, arrived into the US. But even with that, there's a little story because one of my taglines, I call it a former child left behind, which is basically because of something that happened to me in Haiti. When somebody hears that, automatically they think, oh my God, he was left behind. They think all is bad. But to me, it's a comical, funny situation because it's karma that came in and bit me in the rear end in a way. Because, and you know, it's a lesson I guess I should have learned from, but I didn't because it would have totally affected my personality. Basically what happened was when I was younger and everything started going crazy in the country. So my family, you know, wanted to get out of there. So they got together, you know, my dad worked, saved his money. And then it was time to go to the consulate to get your visa to come to the US. Now, I was about 9 years old or so. My brother is 3 years younger than me. So he was about 6. Now, when you're going to do these things, as a child, there's a lot of things about myself that I don't have memorized and my brother don't have memorized. So we don't know what date you're born. We don't know when your birthday is, you know, the year and all that. So you have to get taught that. So they're teaching us to remember, okay, you were born on this date, you were born on that date. And now I took it upon myself to start messing around with my brother, switching it around. No, your birthday's on this date. So giving him my date.
Oh, man.
And he's like, oh, okay. So my parents are getting upset. Cut it out. And I'm laughing like, yeah, well, whatever. He's going to mess up and it's going to be funny. I wasn't taking it serious, you know, not knowing as a child that some things in life you don't mess around with like that.
Right.
So when we go to the consulate to get everything, everyone goes up, you know, everybody did everything right. But for some odd reason, I got denied. So they all got their visas and karma came back and they denied me as the 9-year-old. So my mother, my father, my brother, they all got their visas. And now they didn't know what to do. The choice was either leave me and send for me for another time or, you know, stick around. So I got left behind.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's an interesting story. Wow.
For real, bro.
Hopefully you can make I had some good adventures though when I was there with family members and like there's more that goes to that story. I think eventually I might have to write something about it. Then
you definitely need to.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds like a book title.
Was it? Yeah, exactly.
It was literally like maybe like a year or so later. But the problem is once you're in a situation like Haiti, it became a third world country because, you know, everything that like the other lands they're doing to the country. They make it seem like, oh, it's the poorest country, but it's poor for a reason because it gets cut off from the world. They're like, okay, you can't trade with this one, you can't trade with that one. And then they come in to steal this, they come in to steal that. So now, you know, the country's forced to survive on its own while resources are getting taken away from it, you know, but it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Different, you know, shows and different shows that show Haiti, palm trees and all. It looks beautiful.
Even movies like Pirates of the Caribbean. There's places in Haiti that they show you like the beaches and everything else like that.
Yeah.
You know, like Tortuga. Have you guys ever heard of Tortuga?
No.
It's an island.
Sounds familiar.
Look it up. Tortuga. It's in Pirates of the Caribbean. That's an island off. I think Kanye West was even trying to buy it.
Really?
Is it a small? Is it a small island?
Haiti or Tortuga?
No.
Yeah, it's a small little island. It's like right off the side of Haiti, but it's part of Haiti.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Interesting.
sound a little familiar. Yeah, damn.
Interesting.
You was trying
Okay,
to
so-
buy it as well?
Yeah, right. My pockets are not that long yet.
Right. Not yet. Not yet. They soon will be, I'm sure. So after you came to the US and you got acclimated being in a new country and got things going, when did you decide that you wanted to be in entertainment? When did you decide that you wanted to do that?
I think the entertainment, it was, ever since I was born, it was kind of in me because my father was a radio DJ. So he was always he's always going to the radio stations and doing his recordings and doing everything on, because back then it was the tapes, the cassettes.
Yep.
A lot of the youngins won't know what cassettes are now, but
Rewind it back.
Right.
So he was recording his shows on cassettes and everything. So I would see him do that. And as I got older, the reason I got into it more and more is because now my brother, my mother, my father, they were all already here. I was a year behind. So when I came here, I had to catch up. So now I was going to school trying to learn my English and everything else, but my brother was already he was already fluent by that time in English. So yeah, when you come here and you're young, you absorb it like it's
right.
Like
exactly. Yep.
So
that's true.
I'm like I always want to find ways to motivate myself. So I figured out a couple of different avenues other than school. So I had school, the teachers, they would, create like ESL classes and everything else like that. And I would also start watching shows like Sesame Street, Zoo, and all these different shows. And I learned my English from that. And watching those shows. And then by then, I started getting into like, what did they have? Even though they were already on reruns, because if I said shows like The Incredible Hulk and shows like, what is it? World's Greatest American Hero. A lot of people don't know what that show is, so started getting into those. And then I think at that time, like, Superman came out and all these shows and I'm watching these things and it's like, you can't pull me away from the TV. From Sesame Street to those shows, picking up the English and, watching these movies, I fell in love with entertainment.
Exactly.
As I got older, it's kind of like progressed, changed to different things, but that's how I really started falling in love with it.
Okay, great. And you're a bilingual actor too, so you speak Haitian Creole?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could understand French too, but I can't. I used to be fluent in French, but for some reason, gone. I can if you're talking to me in French, I could understand you, but to respond to it, for some reason, it's like my brain's not connecting the dots that it's supposed to for it to come out. Doesn't come out.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Yeah. So you've had an eventful childhood, came to America, like a lot of us, of course, in entertainment, get mesmerized by the movies and everything. So you decided in 2006, February, to put together the first New England Idol competition.
What are you, CIA?
I told you did my research. That's interesting. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I did, but even before that, I was doing things before that. It's just the New England Idol competition. That was the bigger event that I put together. But before that, I was producing, I started a company called Jules Production. So I was doing production. I was, out of the house and recording for a couple of friends here and there. And that grew and started getting my name out.
Okay.
And by then I had a reggae artist. No, I had a hip hop artist that I was doing. He went by the name of Inspector Rick. We did a record for him back then with another producer by the name of George, where he did a remix for an artist at the time called Adina Howard. And the song was called Freak Like Me. It was a remix version of it.
Yes. Oh, jam. Yeah.
So we worked on that, and that got us a little more recognition. So I started working more and more with him. And eventually, it didn't work out the way we wanted to work out, the label, blah, blah, blah. So I moved on from that and started producing for a genre of music that I love, which is reggae. Okay. So I started working with an artist. His name's Mighty Mystic. Okay. So I started producing for him. And, off of that, we did a lot of different shows. So we started going to Florida for tours. We were all over the place. You know, I got him to open up for the people like Black Rob. So all these different shows. And eventually, again, that was a situation where, you know, at the time I just had a baby and the popularity was getting so big. And, you know, the phone's always ringing and I'm always on the road. And I was put in a situation, it's like, I can't deal with this. Either, you know, you pick doing this or you pick the family, you know, so I kind of let it all go. And I went into a depression after a while. Yeah. So I went into a depression because I felt like I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I felt like I'm living a life that I'm being confined to a situation that I don't want to be in, you know. And then eventually I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to do what I want to do. And then I'm going to go big. So off of that, I like ended up buying a house. Then I did the New England Idol competition. So with that, I started the company. I did everything all at once. Bought the house, started the recording studio and the New England Idol competition. Now, off the New England Idol competition, turned out, you know, I got opening acts and everything else like that. So it turned out I made a good profit off of that. So then I brought all the equipment, bought everything I needed for the studio, and then it was off and running.
Right. So you had a reality show based on the studio.
It's again, it's entertainment. It's so we to keep everything going.
Yeah.
So as I was running the studio, I figured, you know, what better way to get the word out and keep people entertained and also help break new artists that otherwise, you know, they would come in and record. Nobody would probably even really hear who they are or their music. So I started incorporating all of that. And what ended up happening was it brought more people because more people wanted to come and record and be a part of the reality series. They wanted to get seen. And at the time, that was what, like 2006, 2007? YouTube wasn't popping like it was.
No.
It was one of the times, right there.
I was one of the only ones to be on that platform and start showing off these talents. So I had talent on there like I Smoke Bolger. I'm not familiar. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who that is. He Smoke Bolger. He just signed with Rick Ross right now.
Oh.
He's like his other partner is like Mass Pike Miles. So they're both signed to Ross's label and all that. So those are the people I was working with in Mass.
I was just looking at him
cool.
the other day on his Instagram. I was looking at him.
Yeah.
He got a new single. He got a single out with Rick Ross, don't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you look at the studio, I think episode like 6, he was in the office. We were discussing like marketing tactics that we were gonna run. And he's telling people, if you guys bite off this YouTube idea, just remember Jules was the one that came with it first. I think I might even bite that. But again, back then, I went by the name of J Jules back then. So which is like the J and the JEWELS.
Yes, catchy, very catchy. It was a good show. The episodes that I saw, very funny. Everybody was personable. It was like it was cool. Like you said, the first one started,
before YouTube started. And now I feel dumb as hell because I let it go. It's like when you start something and you let it go and then come to find out it turns into a trend and you're slapping yourself like, you big dummy, come on.
But you could always go back, you know, but you have gone on to become an actor and doing your thing in the acting world. I see that you were a lead in a movie called Go Home.
Gone Home, yes.
You're leading about Amelia and Knives Out. Is that Knives Out? There's two. It
wasn't a lead in Knives Out. Excuse me, Knives Out. It was a bigger production. What it is, it's like I was hired to be more of a stand-in. So I got to work with the whole cast. When you're a stand-in, it's like you're part of the cast and crew. You know, so I took it as a learning experience, that one. That
you work with everybody. Jamie Lee Curtis.
John
Johnson.
I worked with all. Yeah, I was basically the stand-in for Lakeith. Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield. Okay, yeah.
So when they threw in the knife to him, it was really you, right?
That's awesome. Awesome. Impressive resume.
Cool.
Do any of the other guests have any questions for Jimmy?
I got a couple, but I'll let you guys go first.
Go ahead, Jim.
Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna let the girls go first
Okay.
because
Everybody's everyone's
I was in
shy.
the zone of listening. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's
I'm
so
too
Yeah,
hype
I
right
talk a
now.
lot. If you guys are gonna ask, I have babble. I keep going and going. You gotta
Yeah,
make sure
that's
you check me.
good.
I'm just like
Yes.
locked in. So what you got, Sue, Kel?
So, like you said, you got left behind. So, back then, what were you doing? Like when you're 9 years old, like, do you get into entertainment? Like, what were you? What were you?
No, back then I was not. Again, I was 9 years old. I was a kid. You know, I was a child.
Oh,
So, and the way it is, again, that's why I say I think it can definitely make a good story, like a good movie. I was a
Mhm.
child. My parents are over here, and the way everything is set up is once you're over there, I'm over there with family. So I was there with my grandmother,
yeah. Okay.
and my parents over here, you know, busting their behind, working hard to make sure that, you know, to not only to save enough money to bring me, but also to send money so family members can take care of me. So
Right.
basically, I became very, very valuable to other family members that are over there
Mhm.
because whoever's
Right.
taking care of me,
Mhm.
Yep.
they're the
Get
ones
that
getting
money.
the checks to
Mhm,
take care.
mhm.
You get what I'm saying? It's like the foster
Yep.
system over here,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
it's with family members. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
now it's like I was with my grandmother and she's older. So other family, oh, she's not taking care of him the way they, you know, he needs to be taken care of.
Right.
So
Right.
they talk, and then, you know, convince my parents to let me go with them. So I went with
Mhm.
this family member, and then come to find out, pictures are getting sent. They won't send pictures to my parents to show them what I look like, how I'm doing, and everything. You know, so my parents are like,
Wow.
oh, he's got to go. So yeah, I got bounced around a couple
Okay.
of different places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you got left behind by yourself or what? Like, I'm
No, I
like,
was family members, like aunts,
okay.
uncles, my grandmother at first, you know.
You
Yeah.
have to
Yes.
promise us you're gonna write a script and shoot a movie about this.
Gotta do
Yes.
something.
Yeah, that's the plan. Knock
Well,
on wood.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
So,
That's why I'm
yeah.
starting. That's even why I'm starting to talk about it right now too. I did an interview last week. They asked me about it as well. So I told them about it. And so now I'm really gonna start using the tagline. And that's
The
yes.
child who got
marketing
left
company.
behind.
It's
Yeah.
a great
Former
story.
child left behind.
That's
Start
right.
using the tagline. People are gonna be like, wait a minute, why is he always saying that? What does that stand for? And then, you know, eventually you tell them the full story.
That's right. Interesting
Yeah.
story. Interesting story. So, do you have any upcoming projects coming up? Whether, you know, acting wise, directing, or anything like that?
Right now, it's basically auditions, and I have like 2 scripts that I'm working on. One that I've been working on for like 10 years now.
Okay.
Wow.
It's called Broken Wings. It's a tragic love story. And another one I'm working on right now, I'm gonna make into like an 8-part mini series. So the plan is to make them like into 8 different short stories
Mhm.
that I can take each one, which would be about 20 minutes, and I could submit each one into a festival. But the way it is if you see one, you're gonna want to see what the other 7
Other
is.
ones, right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'll get you hooked into one no matter which episode you watch. And it's called What Are the Chances? For that.
I love that. That's such a great idea.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So, where are you based out of now? Are you still up north, or where are you?
Right, I'm back and forth. Right now, I have a couple of things going on in Atlanta. So that's being cooked. And
That's where Rose is.
That's where I am.
That's where
Really?
Rosalind down.
Yeah, so I'm heading your way. I was out there.
Say hi to Tyler Perry.
Because I had some auditions out here for some stuff going on. I'm in Boston right now.
Okay,
So I have
cool.
auditions
That's
going
where
on out
I'm
here.
at. That's
Get
where
out,
I'm at.
really?
I'm in Worcester. I'm like 45 minutes away from you.
Worcester was my stomping ground. I used to work with a lot of Lemonster. There was a record label out there. I don't know if you're old enough. There was a record label out there. It was called Gas Chamber Records. I used to do a lot of the shows back then. Like when 50 Cent was first coming out, I did his first show for him at the Palladium.
Oh,
with
wow.
the other company. But when he had you said you were a gangster. I did that.
God.
How was it working with 50 like back then?
I mean, it was
Has
different.
it changed a lot?
Then. Yeah, it definitely changed a lot. It was way different back then. You know what I mean? Even back then, it's like a lot of people can't get around him even back then, because his security was always tight. Even you as the person putting the event together, trying to, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Oh,
Right.
You get the look, and it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. Especially
he's
at that
he's
time,
an
even
intimidating
now.
person. When,
Yeah.
especially back then, because he was going out, like his reputation from what he was, and I was younger back then too. So it was a very intimidating situation when you're the one holding the bag to pay certain people, and you want to make sure everything's done the way it's supposed to be. Because not only can it hurt your reputation, but physical harm can really come to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I know in Atlanta, I'm sure you been getting auditions back and forth because you're very talented. This is a really good place to be. All the auditions and different things they have going on. So yeah, very smart. Very smart. Yes.
Have you auditioned for any Tyler Perry projects? Because I know he has the studio over there.
Not yet. No, not yet.
I'm like a big Tyler Perry fan. That's why I'm asking.
Really? Yeah, I'm a fan of Tyler too. I mean, not just his work, his movies, but his mind, the way he
Work
thinks,
ethic.
the way he
Yeah.
analyzes situations, and the way he thinks the way of a minority, which not minority as a Black, but a minority way of thinking. Because the majority of way of thinking is just, oh yeah, let me just wait for this one to do this. No, he creates his own opportunities.
Right.
And I admire that. That's the path I want to take myself, is creating my own opportunities. I can't just wait for somebody to decide, oh yeah, he is kind of talented. Nah, I know I'm talented.
Right.
Give me if you won't give me the shot, I'll create it myself. And by the time you see it, my fee's gonna be
Still
double.
late.
Yeah,
Too late.
no, it's not too late. It's just my fee's a little more.
Yeah.
And you always see
That
Mr. Perry coming in the movies, being the rescue guy.
Yeah.
He always puts himself in, those roles, which is really funny as well. So
I like his Medea. His Medea.
Oh yes, I love Medea.
Medea's nuts.
Yeah.
Currently I'm watching a show called Sisters. So
Sister. Okay, I haven't seen that. No.
It's pretty good. I was gonna ask you, so I just took up acting professionally. I study acting since like January. I've done a couple of projects myself. So I was gonna ask you, as an actor, how do you find your journey as an actor in this day and age, and especially with all this COVID and restrictions and stuff, and also being around the actors that's been in this game for such a long time? What did you learn from them, and did you learn something, from being around them?
You know what I've really learned, and that's kind of humbled me in a way and make me realize, like, wait a minute, like, it's kind of like everything that you think about a lot of times, like, oh my God, I'm horrible. I said this horrible. I can't believe did I do good? They have the same worries too. Even the top guys that you think that they're so incredible at what they do, they're awesome. They worry about the same freaking stuff. So it's no different. It's all about just training and understanding. And the thing about acting is, I don't even understand why they call it acting. It's not even acting. It's you. It's you living in a moment and being as natural as possible.
Yeah,
if
like
you're
channeling,
acting, if you're acting, it doesn't look right. It's like for some reason, the camera picks up aura. It picks up vibes. That's the weirdest thing I've ever analyzed in my life. If you're faking something, somebody's looking at it on camera, they can see that it's fake and they don't believe it. Yeah. But if you're being natural about it, you being real and authentic on your emotions, on how you say certain things, people, they'll believe it. And all of a sudden you got them hypnotized into what you're doing. And I love that.
Yes.
That's actually what my coach says the same thing. He says, it's all about just you being you, just different personality traits, angles, different feelings, how you channel yourself, but it's still you, like,
It's like a piece of you in whatever character. Because when I first started acting, it's like I'd get the script and I try to pretend to be somebody else. So I'll talk different, I'll do different. And then I watch it and I'm like, that's so fake. I don't believe it. And as soon as I started understanding, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just need to be me and understand who this person is. So it's like you you're you living this person's life under whatever circumstances or situations that they're in. How it would come out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Right.
How would
Right.
your body react? You know, so that's what I've been doing.
That's cool.
Yes. So did you take acting classes, or you just naturally just kind of evolved
Oh no,
into life experience?
I'm still taking acting classes.
Okay.
I've been taking acting classes. Yeah, you have to,
Yeah.
because it's you have to you have to get advice from people that's doing it, who knows what they're doing. Because again, is the reason you need to do this, is I see it personally this way, is because you have to go through the gatekeepers. And in order to get through the gatekeepers, you have to know how to do certain things the way that they say, oh yeah, that's okay, I like that, because that's what they expect. If you're trying to do it just to be you and figure it, because if you don't know I line this, I line that, you don't know the terminologies, how to say this, how to say that, and if they're giving you, you know, then you become like a what do they call it? Like a green actor. So like a brand new actor.
Yes, that makes sense.
There's terms, there's all of that for it, you know?
Right.
It's kind of like athletes, you know, they're training all the time for the game, you know, even there's no game sometimes. They just train. So
that's
true. Exactly.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's definitely true. Definitely. So what do you see yourself in the next maybe 2 to 5 years? What do you envision for yourself?
2 to 5 years, I'd say definitely I see myself winning at least a couple of awards for this what are the chances situation I'm talking to you about. And I see myself definitely doing a lot of stuff out in Atlanta, maybe New York, and Los Angeles too. I'm just trying to will it right now. Yeah.
Put it out there.
Right. Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, like I mentioned, you're very talented. You have so much experience in doing producing and directing and acting and music. So yeah, you're what they call it?
Jack of all trades.
Talented.
Multi-talented.
Say that one more time. Multi-talented.
Yeah.
There you go.
Multi-talented,
Yes,
multi-dimensional.
That's true. But see, that's could be a good thing and a bad thing. I've learned personally, because that's why I'm just focusing on one thing right now. A lot of people say, oh yeah, you can focus on multiples. Yeah, it's true. But then you become a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know what I mean? Unless what I'm trying to do right now is just focus on one. And when that takes off, then I'll be able to like put a team around it, a better, strong team, and you know, quarterback other situations.
Exactly.
Right.
Right now, I'm just focusing on one. That's why I let the music go for a while.
Right.
And I'm just focusing on this right now, because that's my passion at the most right now, because I can bring back the music. I have a plan for that too, because what it is like the acting, I started focusing on that more because I'm at a point where I feel like I'm getting older. So if I'm putting out music, it's not going to be for the people I want it to be anymore, because now I'm in a different demographic. So the only way to bring that back full circle and make the demographic that I want to reach accept it is through the entertainment and the movies, because I can always create a character where it's a character that I'm running, you know, little episodes with, like this is, and still go back to the Jules type of guy, but I can make him a character now and go back and put out music for him and say, hey, look at, you know, Jules, and go in as that character. People will know that's that character, you know, but they'll accept the music now. You get what I'm saying?
Yep, exactly. That's very, very, very smart. Very smart. Yes. So anybody else have any questions?
Jay, do you have a question now?
Oh man, yeah. So you know, I do music. I'm a music artist, unsigned. I'm in a situation where, you know, it's time to, you know, press the gas even more. What kind of advice would you give me?
Press the gas. What stage are you as far as the music?
Right now, I'm in the stage of just pretty much, you know, I'm like not a newbie, but a newbie, because how the digital world came in from like the mixtape, how it was so not easy to get the music to now, you know, so I was in that transition. And so now we at that stage to where we got the music on the platforms, we got everything. We don't have everything, you know, published for us, you know, the other side of things, but everything ready to go.
Okay, how good is the music?
Marketing, the music is great. The music is very great. Quality, we up there. Like we there. We competing. We competing. Singles.
Winning.
On singles.
Isn't that what your album is called, or EP? Singles on Singles?
Yeah, that's why I called it, because my intention was to have a potential single on every song, like a radio, something like a single, you know. That's why I call it singles. But yeah.
Okay. So it's on, where is it? What platform? It's on Spotify,
Apple Music, Spotify, yeah. Yeah.
What type of marketing did you do before you put it on there?
It's just being me. I didn't really, well, marketing on, like videos and like, you know, TikToks and stuff like that. The simple stuff I can do, but I want to do more mass marketing. And I just still got to, you know, a few partners to hook me up with that for his playlist. Playlisting goes, stuff like that.
That's the number one thing. Before you even put out the single, it's the marketing that comes in first. You know, a lot of people, what they do is, you know, everybody nowadays, to be honest with you, it's so easy to make music. Everybody puts out music. You have to do something to make sure you stand out. If you're not standing out, you just fall into the pot with everybody else. Even the major artists, a lot of times they come out, their music flop. It doesn't do that well anymore because it's so saturated right now. Everybody's
don't that.
And I want to step up my marketing game, bro. That's why I be admiring, like, you know, certain artists, because that marketing, like.
Yeah, but again, I'll give you a big piece of advice. Again, as an artist, if you're gonna be an artist, one of the things to do, use the power of TikTok, use the power of the Instagram, use that to your advantage to market yourself for the music. You know what I mean? So if you have fans that's listening to it, create little, you know, tell them to create little videos or whatever, so you can promote, put them on your thing, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good idea. Yep. Good idea. Good idea.
I was going to ask you as well a question about, you know, the characters that you've played so far. Have you got a favorite character that you played, and, you know, how is it working on that? Like, what's your favorite character so far that you played?
Probably my favorite is probably the Gone Home character so far, which is the Reggie character. His name's Reggie Carson, and he's like it's like a paranormal detective, like you know, he like finds
Ghostbuster.
it's like he's really into like the spiritual stuff, the spiritual realm, and what's going on with the paranormal. He tries to figure it out, and he reads about it, so he's really into it. That's one of my favorite characters right now. So it's more of a horror genre. The horror has always been one of my favorite genres.
Did you have to prepare for it, where you like studied like the paranormal world or something? You did your research?
Yeah, I did a lot of research for that. Even the thing about that movie too, it's like it's still basically in production in a way, because what happened, we shot the stuff that we needed, and you know, looking for investors and everything else like that, and then all of a sudden the freaking pandemic hit. So now everything went out of whack. So now it's like talking to the producers, and you know, they're trying to figure out what's going on with certain investors and everything else like that. But it's definitely delayed right now.
Yeah. Yes. It's pandemic. COVID-19. Yes. Well, hopefully, eventually things will move along. I'm sure. You know. Yeah. And they'll find this audience because. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, what do you normally do when you're off time? When you're not working? When you just want to just relax and chill out? What does Jimmy C. Jules do?
Oh my God, there is like watch movies. You know.
What's the latest movies you watch?
Study the game.
Or shows?
So shows. Oh my God, I'm all across the board when it comes to huh? No, that's one of the ones I haven't got into yet. I definitely will, because so many people are talking about it. A lot of times, I hate being disappointed. So the hype is so big for that I would hate to turn it on, and I'm like, oh, that's what everybody was going nuts over.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Like the
Yeah.
Halloween movie.
Build up so much anticipation for it, and then it lets you down. But I'll definitely end up checking it out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
I think so. I mean, it's very depressing though. So
Really?
don't watch it if you're in that state. That's just all I'm
Oh,
saying.
I don't think it's depressing. Like, I mean, I didn't find it depressing. It was more like a story about greed and money and what people are willing to do for that money.
Oh, so it's a story about what's going on right now in society.
Pretty
Right.
much, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
and
Yeah,
it's the
that's
true.
games. It's the games that
Yeah.
they play in this show that really gets you. Like when I was watching the show, I was like, what would I do? How would I play this game? You
Right,
know?
it's strategy. Just,
Mhm.
Makes you think, huh?
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
I mean,
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. I know we've all enjoyed talking to you. I know I enjoy
For
talking to you.
sure.
I enjoy doing research. We
Yeah, I
can talk
love
for hours
research,
because
too.
you have done so much.
Hey,
I haven't
man.
really, to be
That's what's
honest.
up.
See, it's crazy to hear people say that you've done so much, but in my heart and in my mind, I haven't done anything. It's like,
Right, that's
Yeah.
understandable. You have so
to
much
me,
more
it's
to
like
do.
I'm just getting started. I haven't
Yes.
really done anything. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be. You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
And
Yes.
so it's like I'm pushing. I get so upset at myself a lot of times. It's like, oh my God, the time's going by.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more time I have left.
Right.
And I haven't done anything really that I want to achieve yet.
I feel
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's that creative drive. I
Yeah.
feel
Yes,
like.
exactly.
I just
Exactly.
recently like
It
put that
drives me
together
crazy.
myself.
I
Yeah.
tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
see
you
rappers
Right.
rappers be like, oh, we just getting started. And I think like, how are they so, but you know, I'm one of them too. So it's just a drive. So you know,
It's not even that. I
it's
think
just
it's another thing where
it's
you
it's
get
a lot.
comfortable. Once you get comfortable
That's it.
and you relax, it's a wrap. That's the dream
That's
killer,
true.
right?
Yeah.
That is true.
You know,
You're
put an
right.
end to any dream, any motivation, any drive. That's it.
That's right.
Comfortability.
That is
Do-
right. That's right. Can't get comfortable. Keep it moving.
No,
Keep the
exactly.
dreams coming.
You
Yes.
said, you know,
Well, we thank you so much for being on your schedule, your busy schedule. Hopefully, you never know. One day I might run into you in Atlanta. You never know when you're
Yeah.
here.
I mean, if you're on
ATL.
Instagram, definitely give me a follow on Instagram, and then
Definitely. Yes.
yeah,
whenever
what's your
Definitely will
follow?
follow you. Where can
it's my name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's Jimmy C.
Jimmy
Jules.
C. Root. Oh yeah,
Okay,
we
on
definitely
Instagram?
tapping in with you.
Everything.
On
We'll
Yeah, I'm
catch you.
branding.
We'll catch you at the Oscars.
Oh
Right,
God.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
I
right.
got a
Yep.
train.
Oscar Brown. That's right. Exactly. So you said that everybody can look you up, follow you on Instagram,
Mhm.
Jimmy C. Jules, Instagram. How
Yeah.
about Facebook?
Facebook,
Twitter.
Jimmy C. Jules, Twitter, Jimmy C. Jules. Everything's branded that way. Yeah.
Okay, great. And we'll have the link in
Jimmy
the
C.
description as well.
Jules.
So that
Okay.
anybody that's interested in following, you can follow you
Right.
because you're very
All right.
interesting to follow. And I know I will be following you, and the rest
I
of us
will
will
be
be following
following
you. We do thank
I
you very much for coming on. We enjoyed talking to you.
I enjoyed
been
talking to
great.
you
Thank you
guys
so
too.
much. It was
Yes.
fun.
Been a
You have to come
pleasure.
back
Having me.
on. Yes, you definitely have to come back on.
I definitely
Yeah,
will.
man,
Just let
next
me know.
year
Just hit me
after-
up.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm an
Great.
open
Bro.
book. Are you guys excuse me, are you on what's that new platform that they have? Because it's shoot, I'm on there all the time. Hold on, let me grab my phone.
There's another
Okay.
platform. Oh, Jesus.
There's another platform where I know if you're starting you want to be an actor, you want to be in music and all that. This platform is you talk to a lot of people in the industry.
Clubhouse.
It gives you better.
The Clubhouse?
Yeah, Clubhouse. There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
Clubhouse.
yeah,
yes.
we
Yeah.
are on Clubhouse. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not really
I-
on it as I used to, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I gotta get used to it. I heard a lot about it. They told me to get in there. I ain't been.
Oh,
in
you're
it
not
yet.
in it already?
Nah, I got the app. I think I might be in there, but I got it. I'm tapped in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Give me a
everything Jimmy
like.
C. Jules over there too?
Yeah, Jimmy C. Jules.
Alright.
Okay.
You already
Okay.
know it's branded that way, guys. For the
That's
people
right.
watching.
Hey, Jimmy, if you need to submit to a film festival, I co-own a film festival in New York City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Stay quiet the whole time? What?
Save
And I
the
meant
best
to
we
for the
say
can't-
it, but it
last.
slipped my
We
mind.
can't,
Yes,
we try to make it.
She ends it on the big note. She
Surprise.
said, boom, there you go.
yes,
Ah,
yeah.
Hit me
Yeah,
up on
Drop
Sue
the
was
mic
doing
on me.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Sue was the
That's what's
one.
up. All right.
Yes.
So I just let you know that if you ever want to submit, give you the information,
Okay, I definitely will. Again, if you definitely send me a request on Instagram, I'll
Oh,
follow
yeah.
you back, and then we'll definitely I'll keep tabs on each other
Oh,
until
yeah.
I
Right,
get.
that's right.
'Cause right now, like, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get the first couple of episodes down, and then I already have a director in mind that I want to shoot the first episode, and then off of that, slowly get the other ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
That's
So I
awesome.
figure
Yeah.
it'll probably be about 3 scenes an episode to make it about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But it'll get you
Yes.
addicted where you're like, oh, I wonder what the next one's
Yes,
like.
the
Oh my
next
God, I
episode.
want to see what happens.
Boy, that's the
You know,
sweet
and then-
spot right there, bro.
So if you missed the first episode or you missed the last episode, when you watching a certain episode, it gives you a teaser of what happened prior, and then it leaves you on a cliffhanger where you're like, oh, I
Exactly.
gotta see the next one. So
We have
get 'em
those
hooked.
in our film
Once you
festival.
watch one, it's like, gotcha.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, cool. Definitely, definitely. We will follow you and keep
Mhm.
tabs on each other and all that good stuff. And like I mentioned, you definitely have to come back on. Definitely have to come
You're
back
part
on.
of the family now. so-
Yes, yes, you are part of
Thank
it
you.
now. Yes.
Amy,
Thank you so
C,
much.
Woo.
Jules, ladies and gentlemen.
You did awesome.
List
Yeah.
the interviews, baby.
All
Yes,
right.
did
Thank you
yes.
guys.
So we do thank